Your dog did something. Maybe it was a growl when you reached toward their bowl. Maybe they disappeared under the bed the second your voice got sharp. Or maybe, and this one's quiet, this one sneaks up on you, they just stopped coming when you called. And you told yourself they were being stubborn. Dogs do that, right? They test you, so you corrected them. Or you laughed it off. Or you just moved on with your day, and your dog stood there, completely still, watching you with this specific look. Hold the pause, not defiance, not attitude. Something quieter than that. Something that, if you sat with it long enough, looked a little bit like confusion. We're coming back to that moment at the end of this video, and I promise you, it's going to mean something completely different by then. Here's the thing about living with a dog for years. You start to feel fluent. You build this shorthand. Tail wag means happy. Growl means aggressive. Rolling over means they're submissive, maybe a little dramatic about it. And that system feels earned because you've put in the hours, right? You know this animal. You've cleaned up after them at 2 a.m. You've got their fur on literally every surface you own. You can tell the difference between their "I need to go outside" bark and their "a leaf moved in the yard" bark. That's real. That knowledge is real. It's just also, in a few pretty important ways, dangerously incomplete. A wagging tail means they're happy. That's the first one. That's the one everyone knows. Except, pause. Look at the camera differently. Actually, wait. No. That's the one everyone gets wrong first. Dr. Stanley Coren's research on dog body language found that tail wags are directional. A wag biased to the right signals positive arousal. A wag biased to the left, that's anxiety. Possible threat response. Sane motion. Opposite emotional state. You've been reading one word and calling it the whole sentence. So yes, those signals you've been tracking are real. They're just not saying what you think they're saying. And the reason for that isn't ignorance. That's important. Dr. Alexandra Horowitz at Barnard College, she's done some of the most uncomfortably specific research on this, found that owners consistently misread neutral dog behavior as emotionally loaded, based on their own emotional state at the time. The classic example, the one that everybody thinks they understand, the guilty look. You come home, something's destroyed. Your dog gives you the face, ears back, eyes soft, slow body, and you are certain they know what they did. Except the study shows that look appears whether or not your dog actually misbehaved. It shows up the moment they read your tension. Your dog isn't confessing, they're responding to your body language. They are, in that moment, reading you far more accurately than you're reading them. Sigh. And here's where it starts to cost you something real. Every time you misread an appeasement signal as defiance and correct for it, you're punishing your dog for trying to communicate peacefully. They brought you the signal. You rejected it. Over time, research on animal behavior shows that dogs who are consistently misread stop offering those signals altogether. It's called learned helplessness. They don't stop feeling things. They stop trying to tell you. That's the trust fracture. That's the quiet one, the one that doesn't announce itself. Most owners never know it happened. Look directly at camera. That's the part I can't stop thinking about, because dogs aren't running on 2 or 3 signals. They're running on a whole parallel system. Ears, tail base, weight distribution, facial muscle tension, even which direction they lean. Turid Ruga spent years cataloging what she called calming signals, and she identified over 30 distinct behaviors dogs use specifically to de-escalate tension: lip licking, yawning, slow blinking, turning away. None of these look dramatic. None of them look like communication, but they are loud if you know the frequency. Look at the camera. I was going to list all 30 here, but honestly, we'd be here until next Tuesday and your dog would have given up on you 3 signals ago. The reason your dog communicates this subtly isn't a quirk, it's archaeology. Over roughly 15,000 years of living alongside humans, the dogs that thrived were the ones who could de-escalate conflict fast and quietly. Subtle signal, fast resolution, stay in the camp. The ones who communicated too loudly, too directly, they didn't make it. Your dog's softest, easiest to miss signals are their oldest language, the one they spent 15,000 years building specifically to reach you. And if you want to see this go sideways in real time, border collies hold up something chewed. bred for silent, pressure-based communication with both sheep and humans. They operate almost entirely in microsignals. An owner who misses those signals doesn't just have a confused border collie. They have a neurotic, spinning, everything you own is now destroyed chaos machine. Because an unheard border collie will invent new ways to be heard. The textbook says, provide enrichment. The dog says, you stopped listening 3 weeks ago and I've been escalating ever since. Here's the uncomfortable part though. Once you know your dog has been sending signals you've been missing, you can't unknow it. And the research shows the gap between what owners think they're reading and what dogs are actually signaling is widest in the owners who are most confident. The ones who say, I know my dog. Knowing a dog and reading a dog, those are two completely different skills. One is familiarity, the other is attention. So here's where to start. Just one thing. Watch for the lip lick. That's it. Next time your dog licks their lips and there's no food anywhere near them, stop what you're doing. Something in the environment, your tone, your posture, a sound, is creating tension they're already trying to quietly dissolve. Sit down on the floor. Get low. Soften your body. Slow your breathing. Watch what happens in the 10 seconds after that. Your dog has been waiting for that response. Longer than you probably know. That moment at the beginning, the one where you corrected them, or laughed, or looked away. They weren't being stubborn. They weren't testing you. They were offering you a signal in the only language they have. The one they spent 15,000 years building specifically to reach a human. And the look they gave you after? That wasn't hurt. It was recalibration. They were already adjusting, already figuring out how to try again. They didn't give up on you. Pause. They're still trying. So here's your challenge. Look at your dog right now. Actually look. Are they yawning? Licking their lips? Doing that thing where they suddenly have to scratch themselves for absolutely no reason right in the middle of a tense moment? That's a calming signal. Drop in the comments what you just noticed. I genuinely think half of you are going to see something for the first time, and next video, we're going into exactly what your dog is doing while you sleep, and why some of it should concern you a little more than it does.